Guys, what's going on? Hello and welcome to Serial at Midnight. My name is Heath, and this is February from Kino Lorber Studio Classics, and their partner labels. This is a massive stack of media. Why do I hold this up on camera like this? Well, it looks good on camera. That's probably one of the reasons. I guess it's also risky. It's like, oh, I'm so risky. I'm so edgy, man. What if I drop them? It's like a Three Stooges bit. Just a stack of plates, you know, like, whoa, hey, Mo. We got a lot of ground to cover. This is mostly complete. We are missing Some Like It Hot on 4K, Marilyn Monroe in 4K, and Tony Curtis. And also Tinker Tailor Soldier Spy on 4K. Touch of Evil was supposed to be released in February on 4K. Charlton Heston, Orson Welles. It has been postponed. So we'll talk about all that stuff when it shows up. Some Like It Hot will absolutely get its own dedicated video review right here. Really big show. The rest of the stuff is going to show up. Reviews for this is not a review video. This is a here this came out. Kino Lorber, I should say, huge thank you. This video is possible because of Kino Lorber. This has been sent for me to show you what is coming out and to review. And those reviews will show up at CerealAtMidnight.com. Those of you who are paying attention, following along, it's like 5 days of reviews a week at CerealAtMidnight.com. So keep those peepers peeled, ladies and gentlemen. And let's jump right into it. So much to talk about. Jim Carrey, Man on the Moon, Blu-ray. Yes, a great movie. This has a new 2K, brand new 2K master supervised by the cinematographer. We're going to talk more about this later in this video, but I'm kind of saving the rant for later. I see so many people criticizing things in like Reddit and the forums, and they're like, that's not what that's supposed to look like. Well, this was supervised by the cinematographer, and he says this is what it's supposed to look like. Now, for the people that are detractors, that won't be enough, right? But for the rest of us, for reasonably minded people, the cinematographer gets the last word on what it should look like. This has an audio commentary. Here, I'm just going to hold this up. Here's the wrap. There's the special features. I should say, like, this one's not sealed because there's a few that I've had a little bit of time with, but most of this stuff has come in so recently that it's still sealed. But this one's not. If you're wondering if this has alternate artwork, 3, 2, 1. No, it does not. But I like these art wraps, these O-rings? They call them cardboard O-rings. Anyway, great special features. You got the REM music videos on there. That's kind of a big deal. Hey, I just remembered. We're going to talk about contests at the end of this video. We're giving some stuff away, so stay tuned. Remo Williams, The Adventure Begins. Good old Fred Ward, man. What is it here? This is still sealed. Let's see if there's anything, any perhaps alternate artwork under here. Based on the, the Destroyer novels, which I kind of conceive as a, I think those are kind of competition for the Executioner, Mac Bolan Executioner. And full disclosure, I've not read any of the Destroyer novels. Have you guys? And how does this movie stack up in terms of like that pulpy, 60s, 70s, gritty vigilante? I guess more 70s vigilante. The roots. How do you feel like it adapts for those that have read them? Because there's a bunch of them, right? All right, here is it's beautiful art. I like, as I say this sometimes, but I'm going to say it again in this video. I like that Kino Lorber almost always presents original poster art. So a lot of studios that are putting out new art, like newly commissioned painted artwork, sometimes that's really cool. 9 out of 10 times, I'd rather just see the original poster art. And sometimes they do include that original poster art in a reversible art wrap, so kudos, because you're giving me something, you're giving me what I want, and also something new. But anyway, this has a lot of good stuff on here too. I'm going to hold this up. Hopefully that's sharp enough that you can read. I'll export this video in the 4K, as the kids are calling it, the 4. Did you watch that movie in the 4K? Hey, did you see? I don't know. This is ridiculous. Charles Bronson in Murphy's Law. This one's still sealed too. Let's rip it out. Rip it out, baby. Okay, so Bronson, we have the obligatory Jill Ireland in this, do we not? So let me check the cast list here just to double check. I'm looking for it. Co-producer Jill Ireland, Carrie Snodgrass, Robert F. Lyons. Yeah, okay, it's a Golden Globus. It's a canon movie. All right. You know, it's always been it's always been gentle. I used to go like 3, 2, 1. It's getting more aggressive. It's the evolution. Evolution is a mystery. Okay. You were not expecting WWE ring entrance music, were you? I mean, I just made that up. I didn't do copyrighted music here in Serial Midnight video. Why would I do that? That'd be crazy. That'd be asking for trouble from Vincent Kennedy McMahon. Charles Bronson, Kino, all jokes aside, Kino Lorber has really been crushing the Bronson. I'm not even gonna, I was just gonna list them, but my brain is too focused on like this right now. I would invariably forget. I'm thinking of like the Valdez horses. We got, was it Chato's Land? We got, see, why am I doing this? I'm like, I'm not gonna do it, and then I do it. Why would I do that? I'm gonna forget something. I'm still thinking about it too. I'm like, I'm not gonna do that. What's another one? No, just not gonna do it. Pull the ripcord, Heath. So look, you guys, we got cool special features here as well. What do you guys think about this movie? I am loving all of this attention to Bronson goodness, spanning all eras. Mr. Majestic, that one just popped in my head. See, my subconscious is still working on it. My front brain is like, you got to do this video. You're rolling, pal. And in the back, it's like, and then there's Mr. Majestic, and then there's Breakheart Pass. See, it's still going. I can't stop it. All right, let's move on. FX and FX2, the double feature. These are reissues, so these were previously released as individual titles. But these are it's both films in one package, which is really cool. I've got the first one, the previous pressing. It's back here somewhere. I know you guys can't really see these because of the glare from the lights, the studio lights. But I do have the first FX. I don't think I have the second one. So it's cool. Now, look, in case you were wondering, each movie has its own dedicated disc. I'm looking to see what it looks like. The special features have been carried over. We got the on-camera interview with the director, the making of FX and FX2, and the trailers. So, really cool movies. I've ever told you guys that I worked with a guy in the early 2000s who loved Brian Brown. Like, loved Brian Brown. And at the time, I thought it was the strangest thing. Like, now I'm like, well, I love Tony Curtis now. And I love, I love my character actors, right? But he loved Brian Brown. And he'd be like, I was watching Cocktail last night. And I mean, 'cause he's in Cocktail, right? It's been a while since I've seen Cocktail. I think Cocktail was the movie. Tom Cruise and Brian Brown. Anyway, he just loved Brian Brown. I thought it was the funniest thing. Antichrist. The Exorcist. We want to call this like an Exorcist exploitation movie out of Italy. Alberto Di Martino, 1974. Brand new 4K restoration by Studio Canal. It's the Exorcist Italian style. Yeah, even they're admitting it right up there on the packaging. All right, I'm going to take the shrink wrap off. Okay. Do we have alternate artwork? Let's see. No. But we do have... Oh, we do! There it is. Make sure that's camera appropriate. Yeah, that's okay. The Tempter. Let me flip this around. And we'll look at it next to the Oh God. All right, covering our bases here. We got a lot of extras too. New, let's see, featurette with the director, the co-writer Alberto Di Martino, and composer Ennio Morricone. Do you think he ever did anything other than this movie? The name sounds familiar. I'm being ridiculous. You gotta be careful because people take things on YouTube super seriously. I'm joking. Ennio Morricone, one of the best composers ever. Of course, The Good, the Bad, and the Ugly. All the great spaghetti westerns. I think my favorite might actually be... bold statement here. Yeah, I'm gonna... Like, Danger Diabolic. The word... Deep, deep down. If you don't know Danger Diabolic soundtrack, this is the music from Danger Diabolic. Look it up. Nobody talks about Danger Diabolic that much. Great movie. All right, here. You guys can check out the extras yourself. I'm going to talk about Danger Diabolic while you look at the extras. I'm just kidding. Oh, there's a rant coming. It's not a rant. It's a teachable moment. God's Gun. This is a spaghetti western. I'm not going to say it's a classic. It's a spaghetti western staple. Okay. With Lee Van Cleef, Jack Palance. It's produced by Golan and Globus before Canon. And it has never looked good on home media. Ever. And it's always popping up. I gather it's in the public domain possibly, but it's always popping up in the multi-movie packs. And as long as I've ever known this movie, it has been not in its original aspect ratio. It's been zoomed. So 4:3 square box zoomed. Very badly duplicated. Like third generation. I like to say, I think most of the sources for a lot of this stuff on these multi-movie packs, 16 millimeter masters, then converted to videotape, then dubbed at least once or twice. So like third generation dubs from a 16 millimeter source. 16 millimeter can look great when it's from its original elements, but guess what? This was shot on 35, and it has been given a new 2K master, which is huge. So I'm so excited because this movie has been, I'm going to say it has never looked as good as it does here. This one's unwrapped. I had time to spin with this one. This was the first thing when this came. I was just like popping into the player, and then I was just like wept because it was so beautiful. I talk a lot about because I'm trying to make a point to talk about it because I think it should be talked about the criticisms on Reddit and on forums where people are popping these discs into players and then tearing them apart. That's not how we watch movies, and that's missing the point completely because film is a corruptible medium, and the people that make film are corruptible human beings. And there is no such thing as perfection. Not that we shouldn't have standards, but we're really getting into like a robot territory where with this error, I sense error at 32 minutes, 14 seconds. Like, this is not how we watch movies, you guys. So I shot some before and after, some side-by-side screen comparisons so you can see how I've always watched God's Gun versus how I can now watch God's Gun. And it is a revelation. Now, these screenshots that you're seeing, they're sourced from my phone. I shot the screen with my phone, which those Reddit people alone right now, they're furious because they're like, how dare you use a screenshot from a phone? That is error, inconceivable method. I bring these things up because we have such cause for gratitude. Thousands of dollars were spent on a new 2K master for God's Gun. There will invariably be some guy somewhere that pops it in his player and goes, meh, I don't like it. And then other people will see this and they'll go, yeah, I don't like it either. And then before you know it, you got a very loud vocal group of people talking trash about something that is pretty magnificent. I do not want to be that guy. I want to be the opposite. I am so grateful for this. I'm so happy that God's Gun has a new remaster. It's got an audio commentary with Alex Cox and the theatrical trailer. It's a revelation. It's an absolute revelation. So rant's over, and I think a lot of you guys are on the same page as I am. Gratitude. Not that you accept just anything, but I think we all need to understand everybody's doing their best right now. Everybody's doing their best. If mistakes happen, we ask for them to be fixed. But in the meantime, let's celebrate. Celebrate good times. Come on. Bump, 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 bump. Had to change the tuning there in case that algorithm on Google was like, wait a minute, what's that? Is that more copyrighted music? And then Vincent McMahon is like, yeah, pal. No, get it out of there. Okay. I really got to speed up. Village of the Giants. Brand new 4K restoration of Village of the Giants, 1965. Love this stuff. Love these fun, whimsical monster kind of movies. This has a new audio commentary by film historian Tim Lucas. That's a great fit. Theatrical trailer. The Final Option. This was with Shout Factory previously. You notice that as things go out of print from Shout Factory, Kino Lorber's picking them up. All those Vincent Price movies. This is a great example of that as well. The upcoming Edgar G. Ulmer stuff, the triple pack of Edgar G. Ulmer. There's no reason to fear. There's no reason to panic by anything. Just have faith. Hold tight. Everything stays around, right? On that note, could someone please get joysticks back in front? Okay, thank you. So this has, here, I'll just hold this up. Flip it around. There's the special features. And this one's, I'm excited about this one, especially excited about this one. The Great Moment. Preston Sturges. This has a new introduction. Yeah, new introduction by film historian Konstantin Nasser, who just did the Roger Corman feature. It's like a documentary. It's like a 40-minute, 39-minute documentary on Corman, the early years of Corman for Shout Factory, for the Day the World Ended. Yes, The Day the World Ended. So hard to, because I also just reviewed The Night the World Exploded. So hard to keep these 50s and 60s movies titles straight. But I haven't seen it yet. Still sealed, right? But I'm very excited about it. Triumph Over Pain, a celebration of Preston Sturges with Preston Sturges' son, Tom Sturges, and acclaimed filmmaker Peter Bogdanovich. Rest in peace, Peter Bogdanovich. That's with Konstantin Nasser. So if you're not 4K capable and you did not pick up the Invasion of the Body Snatchers 4K disc, here is the Blu-ray by itself. So if you want that 4K restoration on a Blu-ray with all the special features, I'll reference you to our previous review for this movie, because I've already talked about it and gone through all the special features. It's loaded. It's absolutely loaded. We've got a Bob Hope double feature here. We got 1946's Monsieur Beaucaire, which has special features, Bob Hope trailers. And then 1 year later, we have Where There's Life, which co-stars William Bendix. Now, my co-host for Classic Film Flavors, Vanessa Bettino, just heard William Bendix's name and squealed with delight. If you listen, you can hear the squeal right now. She loves William Bendix. I love Bob Hope. I love these Bob Hope Studio Classics. More. Keep bringing it to us. More and more. Let's do it. So both of these just have Bob Hope trailers as their special features. But this is a new 2K master, which is great. 12 Angry Men, the 1997 version, directed by William Friedkin. There's an Exorcist connection for you, going back to the Antichrist movie. Jack Lemmon, Ossie Davis, Courtney B. Vance, George C. Scott, Tony Danza, Angela, Hume Cronin, Edward James Olmos, William Peterson. I mean, man, you guys, what a cast. Friedkin's 12 Angry Men. No special features other than the trailer, but great movie, right? Okay, we're moving into Kino Lorber not Studio Classics. This is I'm really curious and excited about this. It's a Josephine Baker double feature. Now, Josephine Baker, in case you don't know, early 30s, early to mid 30s, she was a singer, and she was African American, right? So there were not a whole lot of opportunities. She goes to France and becomes the lead of these movies. So they're in French with English subtitles, but it's a big deal, and they've loaded it up here with some cool stuff here. So I'm going to flip this around, and I'm really excited about this one because Josephine Baker, like, if you just love the history of music and the history of jazz and like the torch singer thing and how that connects to noir, I mean, this is great. This is absolutely great. So those, I'm excited about those. I'm also excited about the Douglas Sirk collection. We got another double feature here. This is The Girl from the Marsh Croft and The Final Chord. What are the years on these? We got 1935, 1936. Both of these are German films. So flip that around and show you the special features there. And then also from Kino Lorber, I'm curious about this one as well. I'm not going to attempt any of the names, but the movie is France. And I'll hold this up for you guys. You can read it yourself. Looks like we've got, I was looking, no special features. It's in French with optional English subtitles. Okay. Some of you guys are like festival goers. You're in more, you're closer to art hubs, where there's film festivals and things like that. Have you seen this movie? I mean, if you have, what do you think about it? We've also got people that watch these videos that are in the industry. So I haven't seen it, and I would love to know more about it. So represent if you've seen it. Cosmic Dawn. This is another Kino Lorber title that I'm super curious about, especially because it's got a photosensitivity warning. Like if you're sensitive to flashing lights, it's like, yeah, this may be a trigger. I'm like, what? Cosmic Dawn. Flip that around and show it to you. Again, have you guys seen this movie? What do you think about it? From Code Red, for Scorpion. You know what? I said Code Red. Let's do Code Red. So this is Code Red. It's Chomps. I am super excited about Chomps, you guys. This is an American International Pictures movie in association with Hanna-Barbera. Oh, boy. And it's got Wesley Ure, who was, he just popped up. I was talking about him in the Toolbox Murders. And he tells a story, that's from, who is that? That was from Blue Underground. He tells a story, they talk to him, it's a new interview with Wesley Ure. And he talks about taking a friend to see the Toolbox Murders in the 70s when it came out. And his friend thought that they were going to see Chomps, because I guess they're close to each other. And being surprised that they were watching the Toolbox Murders instead of Chomps, which is a delightful story about a robot dog. So I'm so excited about this. Anytime someone's like, I don't know, physical media has peaked. Like, mainstream interest in physical media has for sure declined. But these are the glory days, man. This is like, live it up. This is heaven right now, because we get Chomps in a new 2K master. Audio commentary with star Wesley Ure and co-writer Dwayne Poole, moderated by film historian Nathaniel Thompson. An interview with the star, Wesley Ure, and then the theatrical trailer. I mean, what? I love American International Pictures. I grew up with Hanna-Barbera, and this is a crossroads that... What do you say? What do you say? All right, so from Scorpion, we have another one I'm super interested in, Privilege. Just got a notification that my camera battery is about to die, so we are going to speed quickly to the end of this. Privilege is it's Paul Jones, who's the lead singer of Manfred Mann, great band, and Gene Shrimpton, the raw, shocking movie of a pop singer who makes it big. I love these movies where they get an actual pop star. There's one with Waylon Jennings. He's not pop, he's country, but Waylon Jennings doing a cautionary sort of a tale in the 60s. This is 67. All right, so being a rock and roll guy, a 60s culture guy, retro guy, top of the list right here. All right, we've got more stuff here. Oh, camera, don't die. From Kino Lorber on DVD, Charlie XCX, Alone Together. This is her COVID, her pandemic documentary about keeping everybody, connected with the fans. Haven't seen it. I'm interested in it. I like some of her music. I don't know all of her music. I like some of her music. Ronnie's The Life. What is the Life of Ronnie Scott and his world famous jazz club? This is a big deal. This is a what is this? Doc NYC, official selection of the Doc NYC 2020 Film Festival. Come for the classic jams, stay for the story. You guys, Chet Baker, Miles Davis, Ellis Fitzgerald, Dizzy Gillespie, Jimi Hendrix, Van Morrison, Buddy Rich, Sonny Rollins, Nina Simone, and then you've got the Josephine Baker. Like, what a double feature that would be. So here's the front. Here's the back. Oh, camera, don't die. Camera, don't fail me now. A Cops and Robbers story. In the 1980s, Corey Pegus was embroiled in a life of crime. So it's a documentary, and it says a film. What is it? An arresting doc the NYPD doesn't want you to see. What? All right, so there's your tease for that one. President, a film by Camille Nielsen. Sundance entry. New York Times says it's a harrowing and humbling movie that confronts the fragility of democracy. It's an AFI Docs. Front of the cover. Back of the cover. Don't die, cameras. Like, is it still on? Okay, we're almost done. We have 2 more seasons. I think one of these was last month and I missed it. Anyway, we have Gomorrah season 3 and Gomorrah, the 3rd season and the 4th season. Hey, I've also got season 2 here. Where season 1's around here somewhere. So they're committed. Kino Lorber is committed to bringing Gomorrah to disc for the U.S. audience. It has, I should say that this is shot in, what is the language? The native language for this is, I'm looking for it. It's Italian with optional English subtitles, but there is also an English dub. Okay? So I know some of you guys don't really like the subtitles. Some people do like them. Some people do. Some people don't. It's got the subtitles. It's got the dub. What's the deal? Okay. Why? Where did that come from? We have duplicates. Kino Lorber sent a few duplicates. I have duplicates for The Great Moments, for Monsieur Bouchard, Invasion of the Body Snatchers, Where There's Life, and guess what? My favorite of the bats, God's Gun. And we will be giving these away in future contests throughout the month of February, probably into March as well, because we've got 5 of them here and there's not 5 weeks left in the month. So here's the deal on this contest. I can't do YouTube contests because every time I announce a winner, people don't come back to see that they've won, and I have no way to get in touch with people. I can reach out in the comments and be like, hey, you won, and they never see it. I do follow-up video announcements where I'm like, hey, Buck 43 Wild Cherry, you won. They don't see it because they entered and they never came back. So I don't do YouTube contests anymore, and I think a lot of you guys will understand that. So keep your eyes peeled to Twitter and to Instagram because that's where they're going to be focused at. And we'll figure it out together. The rules will be announced there, but these are going to you. And I'll do separate. I'll do one at a time, right? So everybody, the more chances to win. All right, we're still rolling. Camera's still running. All right, guys, that is February from Kino Lorber and their partner labels. Stay tuned for Some Like It Hot and Tinker Tailor Soldier Spy. And remember, reviews for this. This is just the beginning of a conversation. Actual reviews for this stuff will show up at CerealAtMidnight.com. Some of it will show up sooner than others. I'm still working on like November and December Kino Lorber stuff, because when you've got so many wonderful, you can look at it a couple different ways. Like, oh, it's so much, I can't keep up. Or you could be like, look at all the great stuff. I'm having a hard time keeping up, but goodness knows I've got great entertainment to watch forever, right? Like, you can look at it as I'm a glass half full guy. So I'm still working on months back, but I'll tell you what, God's Gun is high on my list. Chomps is high on my list. The Bob Hope stuff, Man on the Moon. So keep your eyes peeled. That's where it's going to show up. Guys, thank you so much. Take care. I appreciate you. Thanks to Kino Lorber for making this all possible and for being awesome month after month. Show them your love. Show them your support by picking these releases up, because the only way we get more is if this stuff sells in the first place. So support it. Turn out for it. Thank you very much. Take care. Until next time, here's where to go and what to do.